From Oracle Park in San Francisco, we've got baseball on the show. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the San Francisco Giants. Along with my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shammy. Singy, this might be my favorite ballpark in the game.
Just looking out over the bay, seeing the boats in the water. Beautiful ballpark, a great atmosphere. Don't get it twisted. San Francisco Giants fans, bring it.
And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. And now here's the starter for San Francisco, Tyler Mahle. How about a report on him, Chris?
He has a great ability to command a game, Boog, but in order for that to happen today, he's got to limit damage, make smart pitches, and avoid big innings. If he were a golfer, we'd say he needs to avoid any double bogeys out there, and if he does, his scorecard is going to look pretty good at the end of the day.
Kyle Tucker leading things off and takes a strike. The 0-1. On the ground to third. And that's just foul. Mahle goes 6 feet 3 inches, 31 years old, and he was drafted in the 7th round back in 2013. This one in the air, center field. Takes it in for the out. Time now for Dave Roberts' lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right, Singy, how about all the talent in this lineup?
Well, there's a lot of young talent in this lineup. I think as they gel together, gain some maturity over the course of this season, they could be playing October baseball.
Andy Pages steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
Aye.
That clips the corner. Just getting started here in San Francisco.
His understanding of the strike zone, very impressive. That was a very close 0-2 fastball. I just don't know how you take that.
And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. That's out number 2.
Batting third baseman, Muncy.
2 outs, base is empty. Here comes Muncy. And there's a foul ball. Two down, nobody on. And that skips in the dirt.
No, he's not afraid to fall into a 2-strike count. Knows the strike zone very well, so much so that I think umpires will look at him and determine whether it's a ball or strike, if he swings or not.
That one inside, look out. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Muncy off of first with 2 away. Up the middle. Oh, a great flip. Nicely done for the out. Now it's the Giants' turn. No score. You're dialed into the show. Back here at Oracle Park. And on the hill for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. Chris, how about a scouting report?
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Willy Adames stands in.
Hey!
And now the 0-1. That one fouled off. That's a strikeout. Ohtani sends him packing.
Second baseman.
Now we take a peek at the Giants lineup. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for them. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Well, Boog, against a talented pitcher, it's crucial to disrupt his rhythm. Use bunts to get him off the mound and moving around out there. If he's in a flow, step out and break his timing. When he throws in the zone, you might only get 1 pitch, so you don't want to miss it.
Luis Arias, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. Ground ball right side. Freeland slings to first, and 2 quick outs in the bottom of the first here tonight.
Batting third baseman, Matt Chapman.
2 down, bases empty. Now it's Matt Chapman. That pitch in for a strike. 0-2.
This guy's not wasting any pitches. Hitters got to get into swing mode. This is a good time to expand the zone. Throw something maybe down in the dirt.
And that one is downstairs. 1-2 the count.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one. That's the one. When he elevates, hitters aren't touching it.
Fastball is outside. Rafael Devers on deck for San Francisco. So now 3-2. Swung on, popped up on the infield. Rushing should have this one, and that'll do it. Scoreless after 1. New inning getting started, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Alex Freeland. Fought off foul. And that one fouled off. Here's the 0-2. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez.
Nope.
Second inning here, no score. Swings through that. Eric Summersgill with home plate duty in this one. Kind of known for being generous with the corners, Chris.
You know, I think that used to be a lot bigger deal in past eras where pitchers were working more in and out with their pitches. But, yeah, we'll see if those corners come into play in this one. Hey, no pitcher's going to argue at all.
Fights it off. He'll see another. And a 1-2. This one popped up. Arise has a beat on it. And there's 2 away.
That was a good, hard fastball with some nice ride up in the zone right there. Hitter looked like he was on it, but I think that velocity at the end just beat him. Instead of a line drive or something hit deep, it's a pop-up and an easy out for the defense.
Rushing in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. Comes up empty.
You know, Boog, every team has a hitters meeting pregame, but this lineup seems way too anxious, aggressive. You wonder what they talked about.
Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Breaking ball, and that got him.
First base.
Batting 8th, shortstop, Miguel
2
Rojas.
outs, runner at first. Miguel Rojas at the plate. The 0-1. In the air to left center. Gilbert on the move. Reaching for it and brings it in. Down to the bottom of the second. No score. Back here in San Francisco, here's a cleanup hitter for the Giants, Rafael Devers.
Rafael Devers.
Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they are creeping into my mind right now.
Ball, that's out.
That one almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
And that's
Ball
way
3.
high. And that's ball 3.
Way to lay off that fastball up right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up.
He dives, but he can't make the catch. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Those plays are challenging for outfielders because of the chase to the ball. You know you have to do everything perfect just to track it down. Sometimes even that's not enough to make the catch.
And now the first baseman, Casey Schmidt.
No, inside.
The 1-0.
Ball.
Devers gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Can't make contact with the sweeper.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
Not close with that one. And a full count now. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Really good swing right there. You got a pitch that he knew he could handle. allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws. Runner in scoring position now, and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
Jung-Hoo
Oh,
Lee
that's
in the
just
box
out.
lays off for ball one.
Could be
Nope,
some action
inside,
here on
ball
this
two.
next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
And another ball. Elliot Ramos in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. That one finds the zone. That's strike one. Fastball for a strike.
Well, it's clear they're struggling with pitch selection today. Swinging it off-speed stuff off the plate. They need to be more patient and wait for the right pitch, not just the next pitch.
He fouls it off. We'll do it again. The Giants with a chance to score first. Bottom half of inning number 2. In there. Got him looking for the K. And that is a big first out.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
Here's Elliot Ramos. Here's a guy who's been struggling so far this year. It's only late April, but still hoping he'll turn it around soon. And this one squirts away from the catcher. Throw comes into third, and on the wild pitch, he goes down to third. Slap the other way, foul.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
2 on, 1 out. Just
Ball, inside.
missed. Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. Swing and a pop-up. 2 down.
Batting 8th, center fielder, Drew Gilbert.
And now the center fielder, Drew Gilbert.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Off the plate, ball one.
Two on, 2 outs. Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. In there, sets him down on strikes. Huge strikeout there. We'll move to the third with no score. Back here at Oracle Park, all set for the start of the inning. Ryan Ward steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Check swing. He went. Strike 1. And that is out of play. The 0-2. In the air on the infield. Schmidt settles underneath it. And a quick out, number 1.
Up next for the Dodgers, right fielder, Kyle Tucker.
Back to the top of the Dodgers order. Here's Kyle Tucker.
Good pitch to hit on a tee up in the zone. I think he was looking for something else right there.
Ball, that's outside.
Top of the third, no score. That's
Ball
down
two.
and in. A slider missed.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Strike two.
He normally does damage on that pitch in that location. Just a swing and a miss there. I don't think you want to throw it again, though.
In the air, left field. Ramos on his way over. 2 away.
Up next for the Dodgers, center fielder Andy Pajes.
Now here is Andy Pajes. 0 for 1 so far. Fastball for a strike. Pajes wants to challenge this, thought it was a ball, and that one did miss, and the strike is overturned. Still 2 challenges left for them. 2 down, nobody on.
Ball 2.
And
Nope,
that
that's a ball.
misses. And now 3-0. And that's ball 4.
Ball 4.
Trying to work
Take
his
your
way
base.
back into the count right there, but so much for that. Pretty good pitch, but just doesn't get the call on 3-0.
Just caught the zone by a whisker, and the call is overturned. They'll keep both their challenges.
Aye.
Payoff pitch. Gets a piece and stays alive. Ground ball,
Foul
left
ball.
side, and foul ball. On the ground to third. Chapman over to first in time. And that is that. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Bottom of the inning.
Leading
Now
off
it's the Giants
for the
catcher,
Giants,
Patrick Bailey.
Patrick Bailey.
Fouled off. He was late. Strike 2.
Boog, it looked like that curveball backed up on him, and although it's a mistake, it works out really good for the pitcher. The hitter's timed it up, expects it to be to a certain spot, and it just doesn't get there.
That's
I
a
don't
ball.
think he was trying to miss by that much in an 0-2 count. Just tried to overthrow that pitch.
Let's go, Patty Barrels.
Here's a 1-2. That one way inside. On a line out towards center. And there's one down.
Up next for the Giants, the shortstop.
Back to the
Willy
leadoff spot of the
Adames.
Giants lineup. Willy Adames will hit next. Led off the game with a strikeout. Inside, almost got him.
Aye.
Adames thought that one missed, and here comes a challenge. Barely a hair out of the zone, but it was a ball. So they've still got both their challenges. Here's a 2-0. Swing and a foul straight back. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. Carrying well. And that one's gone into the bleachers. A solo shot. and it gives them the lead in the third. It's 1-0.
Boog, his plan was to hit the ball hard, and he was going to figure out the rest later. You can't argue with those results. He got on plane with that high fastball, then look how his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Absolutely crushed that pitch.
One down. Luis Ariz stands in. He swings and fouls one off.
Ball one.
One out, base is empty, and a run in here in the last half of the third. That misses the zone. Ball two. Out to short, Rojas. Throw to first in time.
Up next for the Giants, third baseman, Matt Chapman.
Two outs, base is empty. Now the third baseman, Matt Chapman. First time up was a pop out.
Ball one.
Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game.
Right through there for a strike.
It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. Here's a 2-1. And that chops in for a strike. Good job to fight that one off. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Goes down looking. When the Giants go deep, it's bye-bye, baby. It's now 1-0. This is NL West action on MLB The Show. Back here in San Francisco as we go to the top of the fourth. Max Muncy steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
He's hitting for that pop. Came out of the gates really strong.
First pitch misses.
He's been pitching well, but going through this middle of the order second time through, we'll see what kind of adjustments are being made.
Ball.
Just missed.
Now in this 3-ball count, down in the ball game, you've got to be very selective. Take your walk if they'll give it to you.
Hit hard, but foul off to the left. That one's in there, and now 3-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. 3-2. Payoff pitch. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Will Smith to the plate. He's 0 for 1.
Ball one.
The Giants leading by a run, top half of inning number 4. This one popped up. And there are 2 outs.
Up next for the Dodgers, second baseman, Alex Freeland.
So up next, Alex Freeland.
Pitch backed up a little bit, expecting it to go middle away, and it just sort of stayed on the inside corner. Probably good take, because he would have gotten jammed had he swung the bat.
Grounder off the pitcher. No chance for a play, and let's hope the righty's not hurt on the mound. And now they'll hustle out to check on him. That was quite a shot he took as you see him down on a knee.
Yeah, clearly in some real pain, but he will not want to come out of this game if he doesn't have to. It's looking to me like he's going to try to shake it off and continue.
And now Teoscar Hernandez. He's 0 for 1.
Hey!
The 0-1. Yeah, that's fouled off. The 0-2. That one's upstairs, ball 1. Struck him out looking. Went back to the fastball, and it was effective. 1 left for LA. They're down 1-0. Bottom 4, and now it's the Giants DH, Rafael Devers.
Rafael Devers.
Well, these Giants doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of him. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
And Devers hits that one. 1 away.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it, but in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Schmidt in his 3rd season, 27 years old, and he was a 2nd-round pick in 2020. Schmidt in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. Next offering is fouled back. Ball to strike. The pitch. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. Foul ball.
A little tardy on that fastball. Is going to have to get it going a little quicker. Get that front foot down. Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at-bat alive.
Outside low. Full count now. And down on strikes he goes. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. 2 down, bases empty. Now it's the right fielder, Jung-Hoon Lee. Went down on strikes his first time through.
Hey!
Late on that fastball.
That was straight queso right there.
He goes down looking. Giants are down 1-2-3, but they're on top 1-0. Back here at Oracle Park, ready now for the 5th inning. Dalton Rushing steps to the plate for the Dodgers. On the ground to third. Sends it across to first. One pitch and one out.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Miguel Rojas steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a ground ball. Chapman over to first in time. And the first two set down at the top of the fifth.
The designated hitter, Ryan Ward.
At the plate, Ryan Ward. He popped out his first time. In the air, right field. Stretches out and hauls it in. He continues to roll on the mound as 5 shutout innings are in the books. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show.
Now pitching for the
Back
Dodgers.
now to start the bottom of the
Number
5th and
49,
taking over on the mound,
Blake Trinan.
Blake Trinan. He pitched yesterday and we'll see him once again. Elliot Ramos getting ready to hit. 0 for 1. Popped out foul to the catcher his first time up.
Ramos.
And a foul ball. Next offering is fouled back. Oh, and 2 now. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Fights that one away. Still 1 and 2.
Well, he's having a tough time getting a pitch by him. As a hitter, you feel pretty confident that you're seeing different pitches still able to make some type of contact.
That's ball 2.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
He had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Center
So
fielder,
digging in, Drew Gilbert. His first at bat was a strikeout.
Ball, that's low.
That was the sweeper, but it missed.
Evidently not too impressed with that call, and it feels like he got squeezed on the outside corner, so he's making his case. You got to be careful to pick your spots in terms of showing your frustration with the umpire, and he felt this was his time.
Trying into 2-0.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
The 2-1. And that one is lifted in the air. Hernandez gets under it, and there's 2 away.
Up next for the Giants, catcher Patrick Bailey.
Patrick Bailey, the next Giant to hit. This is a guy who's in the lineup first and foremost because of what he contributes defensively, Chris. And when you talk about preventing runs from being scored, this guy is a big contributor. 2 down, nobody on. Swinging a foul straight back.
I was always told it's hard to take you off the field when you play really good defense, especially at a premier position, and that's what he does.
That one 95 to finish him off. Giants go down quietly, but they hold a 1-0 lead. Back here in San Francisco. Close game here, and a chance now to look at a few highlights from this one. Kyle Tucker steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
Right fielder, Kyle Tucker.
Close one, doesn't get the call, and it's 1-0. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Number 46, the rookie right-hander, is getting loose. Killian also throwing. There's a strike.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts. Now the number 2 hitter, Andy Pages. So the Dodgers are going to have to try and come from behind and try and get that offense going. The Giants up by a run, and we're the top half of the 6th. Chop to third. Chapman over to first in time. 2 quick outs to open the top of the 6th.
Third baseman, Max Muncy.
Here comes Max Muncy, cruising on the mound right now, but a dangerous hitter here in this spot. A guy with some slug to him. Two down, nobody on. Strike 2.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to.
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. And that one is off the wall. The relay, and in there with a double off the wall.
Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result. Now a pretty big at bat coming up with a chance to even this ball game up.
And up to the plate is Will Smith.
The strategy of winning a ball game, when you can make that pitcher work a little more, expose himself by throwing pitches, that can be the key to winning perhaps later on. So good job of extending this inning, getting a knock with 2 outs to bring the number 4 hole hitter up.
He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show.
Leading off.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Willy Adames. His homer earlier is responsible for the only runs they've scored in this one.
Yeah, forget small ball. They're kind of living and dying by the long ball so far in this one.
Ball.
The 1-1.
That's ball 2.
Right through there for a strike. Stays alive. The 2-2. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Now the throw to first on the run.
He's out.
On the money. Nice play.
Up next for the Giants, second baseman, Luis Arias.
And up next for San Francisco, Luis Arias has grounded out a couple of times. Pitches in for a strike, and it's 0-1.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might beat you. Not an easy out by any means.
Inside, almost got him. The 1-1. Foul ball there. The 1-2. Liner, base hit. And they have their first hit since the third inning.
Up next for the Giants, third
Matt Chapman up to the plate now.
Chapman.
That one off the mark, and that is ball one. Tap foul at the plate. Here's a 1-1. This one in the air center field. Mahle settles underneath it. And there's two down.
Up next for the Giants, designated hitter, Rafael.
It appears Dave Roberts is going to dig into his bullpen as he comes out of the dugout to make the change. Blake Trinan done for the night, and he leaves in a one-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching for the Dodgers,
Edgardo Henriquez on to pitch out of the pen here.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
And it's Rafael Devers in the box. 1 for 2. Just off the inside edge.
Yeah.
Hammered down the right side, but foul.
It's so hard to slow yourself down when you see that juicy breaking ball, but the most success happens when you try to take that right back up the middle approach.
Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Arias leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Hit on the ground to short. Rojas tosses to first, and that's the 3rd out. So the Giants leave one. They lead it 1-0.
Now pitching for
Welcome
the
back.
Giants,
We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound. Number 46. He last pitched 2 days ago. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Alex Freeland.
Second baseman, Alex Freeland.
Nope. That's inside.
That's out to center field. Gilbert under it. And there's one away.
Up next for the Dodgers, left fielder, Teoscar
Now,
Hernandez.
Teoscar Hernandez.
A lot of times you're looking for a guy to get that tying run on base, but because of the power, you want him to tie up the game with one swing here.
Ball. That's a ball.
That one
That's
missed. Now 3-0. The Giants holding on to a one-run lead here in the top half of inning number 7. And ball 4 there. Tying run is on base.
That just came apart right there. 4-pitch walk, and guy at the plate was not going to help him out by swinging at something out of the zone.
So up next, Dalton rushing.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
And he can't come up with it. The flip, and they get him. The misplay made it a bit messy, but they cleaned things up for the out.
Up next for the Dodgers, shortstop, Miguel Rojas.
Miguel Rojas steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
Hey!
That's to third, Chapman. And that will end the inning. So the Dodgers lead one. They trail here 1-0. Back here at Oracle Park. And here's the first baseman, Casey Schmidt.
Casey Schmidt.
Pop foul out of play off to the right.
All these Giants digging into their numbers have to be happy with the swings they're taking. We've already seen 8 line drives from them, and it's always a good sign when the ball is jumping off your bat, and that's what this offense has been doing so far today.
Pajes makes a nice running catch.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly. He's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten him up a bit. Mission accomplished.
Activity in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Alex Vesia, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Hernandez coming on. 2 down.
Up next for the Giants, left fielder, Elliot
Ramos, the next Giant to hit. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Up next for the Giants.
And the batter now, Drew Gilbert. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. Almost got him.
Here we go, Drew.
And a 1-2. High fly ball out to center field. Pajes moving under it. That is the inning. 1 left for San Francisco, but they still lead it 1-0.
Now pitching for
Welcome
the Giants,
back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Caleb Killian. He's been someone, at least in the early going, that they've leaned on. Digging in, Ryan Ward. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. Knee high, that's in for a strike.
Look, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
Laser, base hit. And that puts the tying run on base.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. That was maybe even a little off the plate, but no problem getting the barrel to it. Man, he does such a nice job, and that's what you're supposed to do with the pitch in that location.
So here's Kyle Tucker now, 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Strike one. The Giants trying to hold a 1-run lead, and we're at the top of the 8th. This one chopped on the ground, but foul.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but
Nope,
some
that's
way,
inside.
somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
The 1-2. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. Ward on at first, nobody out. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Here's a 1-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. One-two now. Fights it off. He'll see another. 9th pitch of the at-bat due next. One-two now. Battling here as he fouls it away. That one not close. And that's ball 2.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Gets a piece and stays alive. Sets him down looking. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout.
Absolutely dotted the edge of the zone right there. That was a tough battle, man. So to make a really quality pitch and just catch him looking like that, it's got to feel good out there on the mound. That was a fun at bat to watch.
Next to hit, Andy Pajas. That clips the zone. It's 0-1. Breaking ball through there for a strike.
Well, we call that keyhole. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Inside, ball 1.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. One and two here.
You know, we used to say, if you're scared, get a dog. Go the fastball, man.
If you're scared,
get a dog, man. Just get a dog.
And a foul ball, he stays alive. Runner on the go. On the ground right side. Into the outfield. Base hit. And the go-ahead run is on base. Throw comes in quickly, and the tying run forced to hold on at third with one away. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. Inside corner, and that's called a strike.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
Two on, one out. Swing and a drive. This one is crushed. No doubt about it. And here in the late stages, they have the lead. Max Muncy leaves the yard, and they grab the lead in the eighth. It's 3-1. These fans are just heartbroken right now. Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Caleb Killian departs. Two-run ball game as he heads for the dugout, and we'll be back with a new pitcher.
Now pitching for
Now on the bump, Ryan Barucki. This southpaw has been really good against left-handed hitters. The batter now will be Will Smith. 0 for 3 in this one. That's off the inside corner. Ball one. Action in the San Francisco bullpen. Matt Gage, the left-hander, is getting that big fastball of his ready to go. Check swing called strike, and it's 2-1. That one missed. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. Set down on strikes. That was pretty nasty.
Well, this is no secret. That slider is going to be his go-to pitch. Everyone in the ballpark knows it. It's a massive part of his arsenal, and he'll throw it a lot and in pretty much any count, any situation, and he's going to look to punch guys out as well. I tell you what, the effectiveness of that slider is always a big key for him.
2 outs, base is empty. Now it's going to be Alex Freeland. And first offering is fouled off.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it. So it's a good take by him.
Two down, nobody on. Ground ball up the middle. Dives, and he can't hang on. He beats the throw, and they don't get an out on the play.
Well, with his speed, he doesn't get a whole lot of those infield hits, but he was giving it everything he had right there. That's one of those you classify as just too hot to handle. Hit it on the screws, and it couldn't be fielded cleanly, but you can't really blame the defense in that case.
Here's the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
Nope. Ball one.
The 1-0. And
nope,
another
that's a
ball. Just
Nope.
missed. And ball
Extra base,
4
ball
to
four.
a board.
Oh, you know this guy wants to swing it, but he's showing some good patience in this one. It's the second time he's taken ball 4.
First and second, 2 outs. Dalton Rushing, the next to hit.
Hey.
Freeland over at second. Hernandez at first, 2 out of the inning.
Ball 1.
Brings it in for the 3rd out. That funky Muncy with the homer for LA. And this is now a 3-1 ball game. This is NL West action on MLB The Show.
Now pitching for the
Back
Dodgers.
now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Alex Vesia.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Leading off.
Here's the
for
catcher,
Giants.
Patrick Bailey.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time. It's so important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
That's outside.
In the air, right field. 1 up, 1 down.
Up next for the Giants. The shortstop,
So back to the top of the order.
Willy
And up next for the
Adames.
Giants, Willy Adames. He's already homered in this game.
Ball.
The Giants down by a pair here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Pitching has been pretty dominant in this one, but you got to be careful not working with too big a lead. They could get right back in this ball game if you're not careful.
And that one clips the corner. Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen. Got him looking. Fastball at the letters, frozen for
Up
strike
next for
3.
the Giants. Second baseman,
Luis Arias, the next Giant to hit. 1 for 3. And that one upstairs, ball 1.
That's a ball. Hey.
Way
Ball
inside,
in.
gets out of the way. (3-1) now. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Up next
Well,
for the
that'll bring the
Giants.
tying run to the plate, so all eyes on the man coming to the dish right now.
And here is Matt Chapman.
Inside. Ball 1. Hey.
one is fouled off.
Looking very settled on the mound here in the 8th. One more out, and they'll probably hand it off to their closer for the 9th with at least a 2-run lead.
Got him. That's the inning. So the Giants leave one, and it remains a 3-1 ball game. Back here in San Francisco, we go to the 9th. Miguel Rojas steps to the plate for the Dodgers. To the right side, Arise. Sends it to first. One pitch and one out.
Up next for the Dodgers, the designated hitter, Ryan Ward.
Next is the Dodger DH, Ryan Ward.
That pitch started in and ended up on the outside edge. Just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
Gets him to chase after that one.
You tie a guy up like that, you're feeling like you are in command.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Got him. Now 2 away.
Well, that right there is just a pitcher's pitch. Tailing away from the hitter, lowing away with some good action at the end. You know, even if he gets the bat to that ball, it's probably just a weak ground ball to the opposite side. Tell you what, that's a tremendous 2-strike pitch.
Here comes the manager out of the Giants dugout, and he will make a move to the pen. Ryan Barucki gives way. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound. Eric Miller comes on now.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Back to the top of the order, and here is Kyle Tucker.
Ball 1.
Some real good life going through the zone on that one.
2 down, nobody on.
Ball. That's inside.
And that
That's ball
is
3.
downstairs. 3-1. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
Andy Pajes steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
Power relievers one after another coming out of the bullpen these days. Got to be ready for that first pitch heater.
Gets the call. 0-2 now. He'll challenge. Thought that was a ball. And after review, it was a ball. Good eye. Still 2 challenges left for them. There's the strike at the knees. Swings and misses. That's the 3rd out. 1 left for LA, but they still lead it 3-1.
Now pitching for the
Back
Dodgers.
now, and on the
Number
mound, the
8.
closer, Kenny Vernon. A chance at his first save of the year. Here's Rafael
Leading
Devers.
off for the Giants, designated hitter, Rafael Devers.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. A little bit low.
Nope, that's down.
1 ball, 1 strike.
That's ball 2. Ball
Just
3.
missed.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
Next offering in there for a strike. And it's a full count.
Well, it looks like he's wanting to work the upper part of the strike zone. What does that mean? Top hand better be working for the hitters. Adjust that side a little bit. Give yourself a chance to hit.
Got him looking. A huge out to start the bottom of the 9th.
Well, the first batter, it's always a big one for the closer. I mean, you get that punch out, you get settled in, you feel like you're in command out there on the mound from the jump, and kind of prevents any doubt from creeping into your mind or the fielders that are playing behind you that, you know, you're going to wrap this thing up.
Down the right field line. That's a base hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Up next for the Giants, right fielder.
Now it's the right fielder, Jung-Hoo Lee. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout.
Ball.
Just missed.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
And now it's even up. The Giants with the tying run at the plate, and the home team trying to pull it out. And that one is popped in the air, shallow center, and a base hit. The throw in, save.
No, he's in there.
Oh, just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there. Really important at bat coming up now.
Elliot Ramos to the plate now with a chance to come up big.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion and he's in full speed.
This one in the air, center field. Pajes should have this one. Brings it in. Runner tags for home. In to score from third. And now they trail by 1.
There you go. Nice little RBI there. It's a great at bat. Got the job done.
So they're down to their final out. Drew Gilbert, the next Giant to hit. Going away.
Right now, they're looking for something hit hard into the gaps, give them an opportunity with 2 outs to score that run from first.
Trying to keep the game alive here in the bottom of the 9th. Swinging a foul out of play. Vernon is just 1 strike away. Foul ball still 0-2. Ball 1 there.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
Got him, and that's the ball game.
The ball for his first career save deserves to be on display at his house. I mean, it's kind of like when a restaurant frames its first dollar bill somewhere on a wall. You just can't forget your first save.
3-2 the final score. Dave Roberts and company celebrate in the dugout. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long